Speyside High School is one of 12 sites around the country that now has a solar panel system, thanks to donations coming out of the European Union's Global Climate Change Alliance Plus, GCCA Plus. The aim is to help countries address climate change challenges, and one way of doing so is by transitioning to renewable energy sources.
In Speyside, the solar panels on the rooftop of this high school will power a science lab and spare us from 6 tons of CO2 emissions annually. It's a good start, and this example must be replicated in other schools, houses, parking lots, hospitals, you name it.
As the student interacts with the solar system, we look forward to the benefits that will meet them directly in the subject areas like environmental science, physics, chemistry, mechanical engineering technology, electrical and electronic technology, our tourism club, environment, and 4-H club.
We have to start with these youngsters and give them an opportunity to interact with green technology. And that is what UNDP, with the help of the European Union and the Ministry of Planning, has been able to do for us today. Our youngsters, unlike others in other parts of the region, will be able to actively tell the story of what it means to have part of their class and the class activities being off the grid.
The Mainridge Forest Reserve Orientation Center in Bloody Bay is the other Tobago site enjoying solar power thanks to the GCCA Plus initiative.
The Community Emergency Response Team, or CERT Speyside's headquarters, is nearing completion. This is being made possible by the Japanese Embassy of Trinidad and Tobago and the Tobago House of Assembly. The building will help CERT technicians respond much faster to emergencies in East Tobago.
Tobago, we are at the home stretch. We are very pleased to have the ambassador here with us from Japan, who is taking a view as the progress of this wonderful building. I just pointed out that, this is a historic building in the sense that in the English-speaking Caribbean, it will be the only one of its kind. And I know definitely based on what energies that went into it and the resources that went into it by the Tobago House of Assembly, certainly will be one of the models of what the rest of buildings will look like.
Like Japan, it is very prone to natural disasters such as hurricane, rainfalls, landslides, and so on. Almost all are in Japan. And now I visited this building, simple but very effective. And on behalf of Japan and the people of Japan and the government of Japan, I hope this building and your staff will protect this region.
It's been a while, and I know the people of East Tobago will be happy at this first purpose-built emergency response building that will service the island of the Eastern Tobago.
As the engineers and architects, so it was a Tobago designed project. So we had some good months, some not so good months of construction work, like it's typical with any project. But we're here now, the building is up. We are looking towards a completion of about 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks to bring the project to full completion.
I hope this building and your staff will protect this region. And I hope you could improve your disaster prevention capacities, upgrade it. I hope you can make it.
So, Tobago is about to get lit as we get ready to be the host of the Commonwealth Games. Big things are going down in sport on the island. In preparation, Above Average Fitness partnered with the Trinidad and Tobago Triathlon Federation to host its annual triathlon event, which also served as a qualifier for the 2023 Games.
Triathlon is one of the sports in the Games, and it's great that we're actually at Buku, where the event will happen in August.
Doing this for the second year, I believe this year was more work, but I embraced it because we need more of this in Tobago. Very, very thankful for the help from the Trinidad and Tobago Triathlon Federation and also the help from everyone who came out and even just supported. And we, as we said before, this will be an annual race and we hope to do it bigger and better every year.
I felt pretty good. This Tobago Triathlon is a flat course, so a very fast race, and had fun racing against my competitors.
The swim was a bit choppy and it was a bit hard to see the buoys, so I went off course, but I tried my best. And the ride was good. I really liked the course. However, well, some cars kind of got in the way, so that made it a bit difficult. But the run was really, really nice. It was a very nice course, and the weather was nice.
The race, I would say, was a fantastic event held once again here in Buku Beach, Tobago, and was great to be back, and hopefully they continue on the race for years to come.
It was a bit hot. The swim was a little rougher coming in, so you had to change your stroke a little bit. Then onto ride, it was really smooth. People were courteous, people were motivating. The road itself was relatively very smooth. And then onto ride, it was calm, a little breezy. It's hot moments, but overall it was a really nice course.
Today's event was a successful one. The conditions were great. I came third overall, and I'm pleased with our performance today. For me, this is like the second triathlon I've done within the past year. So, I mean, right now I'm just testing my fitness, and in terms of my overall fitness, I'm pleased with it. And I'm just grateful to come out here and finish healthy and injury-free.
It's the Easter weekend, and apart from the indigenous activities that will take place on the island, there is the Chief Secretary's annual T10 Blast cricket tournament that will also be happening. And the newly elected president of the West Indies Cricket Board met with the hosts of the tournament to pay him a visit. And Tobago was his first stop as president.
Short so far. He's driving nicely through the offside.
This tournament is an opportunity to highlight the local talent on the island. It also will give the game here a much needed boost and to promote a beautiful Tobago. In its third year, the 7-day tournament will be held at the Sid Grace Sporting Complex.
This upcycled plastic bench at Mount Irving Beach facility is made of 50,000 plastic items. Its presence at a Blue Flag pilot beach exemplifies the Blue Flag standard of a sound environmental practice. The bench was manufactured by Flying Tree Environmental Management and the Roxborough Police Youth Club's Upcycling Center.
This initiative, we decided to embark on it because of the pollution that we are having both land and sea, and after we would have collected bottles, we most likely would have been shipping them off to Trinidad or just carry them up at the dump at Studley Park. So looking at that, we needed to expand and extend and try to do our part at a youth organization to help with reducing the waste. So instead of just discarding it, we decided to upcycle it.
This bench symbolizes Tobago's modern thrust when it comes to its relationship with the environment. At the heart of our tourism product is our natural environment and safeguarding the natural environment.
We have been supporting the Blue Flag certification of the boat operators as a very important component for sustainable tourism, for the protection of the environment, and for attracting tourists that are guided by this entire level international standard.
I'm excited to see some of the proposals and concerns been dealt with and put into action, and to actually have continuity.
A boat tour on Top Catch charters rounded off this Blue Flag program public awareness venture.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
To the end of the road. On Sunday, April 23rd, the parade grounds at the Dwight York Stadium will transform for International Night, featuring Grammy Award winners, Boys to Men, and Cuffy. Where will we go? Also gracing the stage, Vanette Bigford, Saran Shaw, Tony Paul, Sharon Phillips, and much more. Get your tickets now. Check the Tobago Festivals Commission's website at www.tobagofestivalscommission.com for more, or call them at 639-4441. Come enjoy Tobago Jazz Experience 2023, The Return. Much more than music.
Tobago, it's time to go. Sweet like
Tobago, here's the real deal. Nothing sweeter than when your internet fast all day, every day. I telling you, it's real nice when your home internet and TV package fit your budget. Well, if that's what you want, you're safe with Digicel Plus. Sign up or switch to Digicel Plus now and pay $0 for 1 month. Plus, plans start as low as $199 and you get installed for free. Visit digiceltt.com or a Digicel store now.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your nice car get damaged bad, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. If sickness catch you off guard, I tell them never ever worry. If times fall on you real hard, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you.
Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Welcome to Limage Parfait Day Spa, your urban oasis and wellness center. Our services includes massages, treatments, facials, pedicures, weight management, detox programs, and much more. Call us today at 624-1452 or 720-7474. Trinidad locations and Bonacore, Tobago at 273-7772. Let us treat you like the VIP you are. Tobago is Easter, so join us. Call Thorns Place 745-7306 or 682-8676 and book your stay now. Rooms as low as 200 TT. Message us on WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram. Just a 5-minute drive from the Scarborough Port. Tobago is Easter, so join us.
October will never be better with Tobago Carnival Fever. Okay, passage and come on over.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Tobago
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Tapicom. Welcome to the future. The only card you will need in a new world. Digital business cards. Safe, hassle-free. The future is here. Tapicom. New generation digital transfer. Digital time clock cards. Digital attendance cards. Air tags. Customized designs. Digital clothing tags. Digital pet tags. Tapicom. The future is here. Contact us today.
Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes for breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti served with chokers, buljoil and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Anonymously. 800-8477. Report possible border crime.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates. Real questions and honest conversations with the sole aim of keeping you fully in the know. Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Morning, good morning, and welcome to the Tobago Updates Youth Morning Show, coming to you live from the Port Mall in Scarborough, Tobago. Now, viewers, this morning our live show is sponsored by Max Bakery, and for those of you tuning in as you take your morning meditation, those of you listening to us on the radio, thank you so much for choosing Tobago Updates to start your morning on the right note. I am Luke Trim.
And I am Kaylee Lewis. Good morning, Luke. Good morning, Tobago. Luke, how was the Easter?
Listen, the Easter was so fun-packed. It was interesting. It was exciting. It was exhilarating. It was an Easter. How was your Easter, Kaylee?
I mean, I could say the same. You know, I planned that this Easter I would have slept a lot. I wanted to sleep and rest up myself, but that was not possible. My Easter was packed. Always somewhere, always doing something. That wasn't the intention, but I mean, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself, so thank God for that. Fun times are always great.
Great, Kaylee. And, you know, upcoming this week, we have the inauguration of the TYC executive. You know, I'm really looking forward to that. Will you be there?
Yeah, I'll be there. You'll be there?
Of course I'll be there.
Okay, great.
All right, Kaylee, so let's give you your spotlight now. All right, people will be heading over to news in 90 seconds with Kaylee Lewis.
Thank you, Luke. And here is your news in 90 seconds for Wednesday, 12th April 2023. Several Tobagonian athletes medaled at the recently concluded Carifta Games in the Bahamas. Among the athletes from Tobago medaling was Sana Frederick, who won a gold medal in the women's 200-meter under-20 race. Alex Henry from the Zenith Club helped the national team win gold in the 4x100-meter race. Another Zenith athlete, Janedy Gans, won silver in the girls under-20 long jump. Meanwhile, Brandon Leacock from the Tobago Falcons Athletic Club won bronze in the boys under-17 800-meter race. And Imani Matthews from Kaizen Panthers helped the national team win bronze in the boys under-17 4x100-meter events. Tobago recently recorded its third murder last night. Details are still coming, but according to preliminary reports, Lynch Bovell was shot to death in Bethel. Investigations are still ongoing. Meanwhile, a bandit from Tobago was reportedly killed by police following a robbery and murder of a Chinese businessman in Trinidad. He was recently identified as Kishonte Reed from Pembroke, Tobago. According to police reports, the incident occurred on Good Friday. Reed and two other bandits attacked Chinese businessman Nicholas Zhu, the owner of Golden City Supermarkets in Sawa. And nationally, the central bank and local commercial banks implemented a new electronic check clearing system, which will reduce the time it takes to clear a check from 4 business days to 2 business days. According to a release, the system uses image-based technology, facilitating digitized exchange of information between banks. It also allows for timely reconciliation of checks across banks and earlier notifications of return checks. However, it is unclear how many commercial banks are currently utilizing this new system. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
Thank you very much, Kaylee. And, I'm taking note of that last read you have made with the central bank issuing that checks will be 2 days to deposit. And I'm really looking forward to see which banks make the list that will be adopting that. So, yes, Kaylee. So I really hope RBC Royal Bank is first on that list. So we're going to head over into birthdays. And first on all this, we are sending out a huge happy birthday to Mr. Andre Baker. This is a guy who is deep in the youth space, very active in the youth community. He's the guy behind Youth Voice. So a happy birthday to you, Mr. Baker. Kaylee, who's next on our list?
Next, we have Miss Janelle Kennedy. Happy birthday to you, Miss Kennedy. Wow, she's looking rather beautiful this morning.
Yes, she is. All right, happy birthday to everyone. Now, viewers, this morning, as per usual, we have a very interesting rundown for you today. Now, this morning, we would be airing the Junction Boys Kite Crew that was headed by Kaylee. And then we will be having an Easter Monday recap, more specifically the car show highlights. So look forward to that. That was a very, very exciting interview, viewers. So at this moment, we'll be heading over to Tobago in Focus.
Hopefully you've had your share of iguana, agouti and tattoo this season, as the hunting season is officially closed. Game Warden 1, Llewellyn Craig Roberts and Jester Allman reminded the public to return their permits and make the necessary preparations to comply.
What is expected as the hunting season is closed is that hunters who've been hunting during the open season had a permit to hunt is to return the permit as soon as possible, or the 31st of May of this year. Also, that they are not to hunt as the season is already closed.
Weapons and dogs must cease to be used immediately, as there is a hefty fine attached to those infractions.
Well, the fine is normally $100,000 for anyone caught hunting in the closed season, or they could have up to 6 months imprisonment. And anyone also caught with meat, because as it is now for the month of March, those hunters could have their meat, right, until the end of March. They have a whole month to dispose of their meat, whether by eating, selling, whatever.
After March 31st, if anyone is caught in possession of any wild meat, they can be charged or face up to 6 months imprisonment. Persons have been caught and taken to court in the past. The Department of Natural Resources and Fisheries urges persons to obey the hunting laws, as those animals need time to repopulate and grow. If necessary, reports can be made to Mr. Allman at 348-6511. Permits are to be returned in the office at Chauvin Road.
How it's gonna go. They better look up and look, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up and look. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna. Look up below, 'cause this is your show.
Put a
moving from place to place.
All right, viewers, we are back, and once again, our live shot is sponsored by none other than Max Bakery. And you know, Tobago Updates would not be Tobago Updates without you or viewers joining us on the live. So I want to send out a good morning to Mr. Wayne Clark, Miss Mona Roberts Squashy, good morning. Marilyn Spencer Joe Field, good morning to you. Pearl Murray Beard, good morning. And Miss Alicia Devines, good morning. And good morning to everyone joining us. Now, Kaylee, yesterday and the day before, I tried to get a lot of rest, but I couldn't help but notice that you were there at the Buku goat race and crab. So tell us, how was your experience?
Well, I mean, I didn't go down into the village, but my grandmother lives in Buku, so I was there in Coral Gardens, taking in everything that was happening. And I mean, I feel like I know that this year was quite different from previous years. I'm not sure if COVID would have impacted anything. I'm not sure what the determining factor is. But I know that in previous years, when there is goat and crab race, when it's Easter Tuesday in Buku, the place is always packed. Even during the day, there's always traffic. I mean, most times you have to get a vehicle pass to be able to get into Buku because there's always police there. But this year, what I noticed that was quite significant, there was no police presence. Absolutely none. I left work, I came to Buku, and I realized we were just able to drive in to the village. No traffic, no police, nothing like that. So I think that was something very interesting to note. I'm not sure what the reason for that was. I'm not certain if there was police at the facility itself, but I could say for certain there was no police presence, as there usually is.
Weird. And media coverage, I was home trying to see if I could tune in, but I think the media coverage was a bit all over the place. I was trying to find just one spot to get everything, but I wasn't getting that at all.
Yeah, the media coverage, I think that was quite interesting. I mean, we were home there trying to look at it, you know. Okay, so, I mean, if you're on your phone, you could use Facebook because I believe they were live on Facebook. But in terms of YouTube, you know, you could cast your phone to the TV, Facebook, but, you know, my grandparents' TV, we have to use YouTube. So we're trying to find the live stream on YouTube, but I don't think they were live on YouTube. I found that quite interesting because I think if you're live on Facebook, you're live on YouTube.
You should be live on YouTube one time, and everybody will have a Facebook account to add to that.
Exactly.
And well, all in all, I think I saw Shamfa Joe, she was doing a little crab race. I saw Penelope Beckle, she was on the field also.
I saw some Miss Webster Roy as well.
Oh yes, I love me a good down-to-earth politician, and I really appreciate that. And Kaylee, I think next year, by God's grace, I hope I have the energy to be there, because I think I was still winding down from the car show. But thankfully, our viewers will be seeing why I'm so tired from the car show. Tell us a bit more about your interview with the kites.
Oh, well, I mean, that was another interesting event that took place on Sunday. No, that was Monday at the Montgomery Recreation Grounds with the Junction Boys. So what they do really, they're a group from Lescotho, and they come together as a community, and they, you know, build kites, and they go out every Easter Monday, and they fly the kites with all the young persons and everything like that. So I mean, I really had to commend all the organizers, the older persons, the older heads, because they're bringing the young persons together. They're taking them off the street, and they're bringing them there for a day to have fun. So, you know, they fly kites, they play football, drinks, food, family time, fun, everything like that. So I think that's quite commendable. Very interesting. Something we could probably try to take part in next year as well.
Next year, and thankfully we're going to get to see it right here on Tobago Updates. So viewers at this moment will be heading over to the Junction Boys. Let's see.
Okay, viewers, so we're here with Mr. Brian John. Mr. Brian, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name is Brian John. I originate from Lescotho. And I like kite from since I was small, but we never really make such a big kite as yet. But since we start, we find we're getting a lot of people coming around and enjoying what we're doing and these things.
Okay, so is it that you all have a group of persons who enjoy kite flying, you all make kites together?
Well, we have a crew on it, we call them Junction Boys, Lescotho Junction Boys. When Easter or Christmas come, well, they know that is it. They have to come around to make the kite to go out to face people, to have fun and all these different things.
Okay, and I'm seeing varying ages here. We have older persons, younger persons, we have some males, we have some females as well. Tell us a little bit about that. What is it like? Is it more like a family experience coming together of villagers?
Yeah, well, it's villagers. Most is villagers. The son around, so them his parents, they come around, and the parents bring out the younger grandchildren and them also. So that's why it's looking like that.
Okay, great. And tell us a little bit about this kite that we have in the back here. What was the process like making the kite? How long did it take? What are some of the materials that you would have used to make the kite?
Well, first beginning, the material is aluminum and the sponsor from Tobago Glass Supply. They sponsor the aluminum and we buy the plastic and rope and these other things and put it together. Well, when we just started, it used to take 3-4 days to build, but right now, at time we went Plymouth to fly the kite and the mash up. And we went the same day for more material, put it back together, build it, put paper on it and stack it the same day. So right now we're building the kite in 1 day. 1 day.
So you'll have gotten accustomed to the process, so it's a lot faster, right? And how exactly, can you walk us through the process? What do you do with the aluminum and the plastic and that kind of thing?
Okay, well, the kite is like this. I will hold it here. The kite is like this. We have to the full length of material where we screw together and straighten it in the center, that when you go up in there you don't break, because it used to break a long time. That is how we think it. When we finish that now, we will run the rope around the edges. Now rope up down. We will run the rope around the edges, tighten it up, then we start to put on the plastic. Glue it up and stick on the plastic. But when we stick in the plastic, it's plenty we have to do it in order for it to come out firm like that. So that is how people that watch it and like it. But majority of people who never see it fly say it wouldn't fly, but they experience it. At that time, the same guy, of course, first the kite was under so much attention. He was up in the air with the kite. He was on the kite up in the air, and we had to pull along the rope for him to get down. So the kite is very powerful when you're up.
So you all have had quite the experience with kite making as a community. I think it's very, very impressive that you all could come out together and bring out the young persons, because we've seen a lot of young men, a lot of young ladies out here. So I think it's quite impressive that you all can take the initiative and bring everybody out together like this for such an experience. And well, currently we're here at Montgomery. We're at the Montgomery field. Do you all always come here, or are there other locations that you all usually go to?
Well, how we manage to start to come on Easter money that they invite you down in the sports. And when we reach there, they was behaving a kind of way, so we end up coming out of it and come over here and start to fly. So we make it a thing now. Every Easter we will make one and come down here and fly it, have fun, then put it back on the truck and go back home. And a lot of people who pass does fit in themselves also.
So what would you say to parents to encourage them to bring their kids out and teach them about the kite flying culture in Tobago?
Well, I will say, really the parents is the youth and them, because the youth and them these days is not only seeing what they want, what they like before anything else. So them who are interested will come along with the kite and they will come all out with the kite. So I wouldn't say parents, because sometimes parents just try to lead you in the right way, and I don't know what's going on with some of the youth. But those who are wrong, they just really pay great attention with what we're doing. So I have to thank them.
Okay, and is there anybody else you'd like to thank? I heard you mention Tobago Glass Supplies earlier. They would have sponsored the aluminum. And Junction Boys, they said, is the name of the group that you all come together with and build the kites. Is there anybody else you'd like to thank?
Well, I would like to thank Alex Williams, Don Williams, and all the rest. But those guys are the main guys who always, I can't do it without them. So thanks to Alex and Don Williams.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Brian, for chatting with us today. And kudos to you and the team for putting together such a great initiative for the young persons and the family and the community to come together. Okay, viewers, so we're here at the Montgomery Recreation Grounds with the Junction Boys as they prepare to let the kite take action. So we're seeing a lot of manpower being used here because of the size of the kite. Earlier on we would have spoken with Mr. Brian John, and he would have explained the process and the materials and that kind of thing. So you understand the weight and the manpower that's necessary. Okay, viewers, there we have it. The kite is airborne. Stay tuned and share the live, share the live, share the live.
To the end of the road. On Sunday, April 23rd, the parade grounds at the Dwight York Stadium will transform for International Night, featuring Grammy Award winners Boys to Men and Cuffy. Where will we go? Also gracing the stage, Vanette Bigford, Saron Shaw, Tony Paul, Sharon Phillips, and much more. Get your tickets now. Check the Tobago Festivals Commission's website at www.tobagofestivalscommission.com for more, or call them at 639-4441. Come enjoy Tobago Jazz Experience 2023, The Return. Much more than music.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your nice can't get damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. If sickness catch you off guard. I tell them never ever worry. If times fall on you real hard. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you. Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates. Real questions and honest conversations with the sole aim of keeping you fully in the know. Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, Tobago, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates Youth Morning Show. So we would have just seen the Junction Boys and their little kite flying group Luke, have you ever done kite flying?
Probably back in the days when it was tiny and small, you know, when you actually went to the Mount Pleasant for the Easter, they used to sell these kind of these animated looking kites that you push in the sticks and they just fly it. I think everyone used to buy that. So, you know, we used to have those kites stuck up at home. But to do the big kites like we just saw, I don't think I ever had that experience.
No, I have never had that experience. I was always more of an inside kind of girl, sitting down inside with my granny or something like that, or play with my dolls.
Okay.
But my cousins, I have a lot of male cousins, and they always flying kites. So I would be the one to sit down there and hand them something. Say, Kaylee, pass the Evo stick, pass this, pass that. Because, you know, I like organization, so I have everything here and I pass and everything for them to make the kite. So that was my kite flying experience. But then when they go in to fly the kites, I never really used to go with them either because, you know, my granny wouldn't send me down there with all the boys to fly the kites.
Have you ever made one, Kaylee? Because I remember back in the days in primary school when me and the boys was we used to use flex room at that time. Flex room, thread, and the garbage bag, the simple plastic bag, would have used those to make the kite. But you should really try it. It's therapeutic. It has its stressful moments, but, you know, the end result is always worth it. So tell us more about the kites flying that we would have saw at the Junction Boys.
Well, I mean, as I said before, I've never really done that kite flying thing before. So it was something very new for me. I mean, it was quite interesting to see that they would have made such a huge kite. I'm not sure if he would have mentioned, but he said that the materials, they were sponsored by Tobago Glass Supplies. So the inside part for the kite, the internal part, they used aluminum. I mean, you could see that because of the size of the kite, the weight of the kite and that kind of thing. They had to get a lot of persons to be able to get the kites to fly because of the weight of the kites. Yeah.
Okay, yes, and it looked good. It looked exciting to be there. You know, I'm so accustomed to the small kites, but the big ones, I really want to see the machinery behind that, like up close and personal. And you know, speaking of machinery, car show, Kaylee, I know you were there. How was your car show experience?
My car show experience was quite nice. It was my first time. You know, I'm not really that type of person, but you know, I went this year and I definitely enjoyed the car show experience. At the complex and at the stadium as well. I think it was really nice. I particularly enjoyed the drifting part of it. That was really nice, you know. When they come around, all the dust
the tire dust coming up on our face.
And all the noise. I know you definitely like that part.
Yes, because if you ever check any of my laptops from high school to now, I always had Need for Speed saved on my laptop. My current laptop have Asphalt 8 saved. And I always love cars, more specifically the customizing aspect of the cars. You know, I love the paint jobs, you know, the rims. I always have a love for cars. I think it's because as a young person, I always loved watching Power Rangers when I was younger. So, you know, cars and motorbikes, I have a special love for it. And thankfully, I was there on the ground from the Saturday. I was there for the Venus Promotions car show, car and bike meet. So we had the Village Boys with their regular bikes that they would have customized. Then we had the motorbikes. We saw Mad Max there. And then, you know, I would have been there Sunday with the Shore Park firstly, and then I went to Dwight York Stadium, and it was really amazing. So viewers, at this moment, we'll be getting a bit up close and personal about the car show experience. So let's enjoy. All right, viewers, so we are here at the Shore Park Cultural Complex with one of the young participants in this year's Caribbean Auto Fest. So tell us a bit about yourself and about your business.
My name is Nikolai Peterkin. I'm 20 years of age, and I just have a passion for cars, and it just takes me to certain extents where I could have never imagined. I do EFI tuning, that's what my business is based on right now, and we're just here to show what we're doing and showcasing what we could do as this company.
So Imports Performance House, what service can someone who likes to reach out to the business, what can they expect to receive from your business?
We do EFI tuning and most standalones. We do reflashing via HP tuners. We do vehicle maintenance, vehicle setup, and a lot of other things, as you can see on the banner listed. And yeah.
So you're young, you're extremely young. What would have inspired you to start this business at such a young age?
I mean, ever since I was small, I basically grew up in a garage, and like, it just built a passion for cars. My uncle had a S14, a black one, and it was like driving inside the car, being a passenger, and going down the highway in boost. It was a different feeling. And like seeing all the cars in my yard, like we had Evo, Subarus, Skylines, a lot of different JDM stuff. So that's what kind of inspired me right now to do what I'm doing and make this move into this business world.
Okay, great. So reaching out, how can people reach out to you? What are your contact numbers, your social media pages? Where are you located?
Contact information, Instagram, Imports Performance House on Instagram. Contact info, 274-2287. Basically, call, contact the number, and we could reach you anywhere that is suitable place for you.
So you're not located anywhere, but you could reach to your customers?
Yes, we can. We can via Trinidad, if you have a diner in Trinidad, Tobago, US, anywhere. So.
Okay, great. So thank you very much for this interview with us and keep up the great work. All right. All right, viewers, so we are here in the songed off area with our very own Tobagoan. So tell us about yourself and where you're from.
Well, yeah, my name is Brian Thomas. I'm from Tobago, Montpelier. So basically, you know, we come out to take in a little car show event. So far, the event looking good so far. Yeah, so we're just out here to enjoy ourselves now.
Okay, great. So tell us a bit more about your vehicle and the sound system.
Right, my vehicle is a Suzuki APV. The sound system is a 215 subs. Right, so that is basically what we're competing in. Hopefully we'll compete tonight. We have a little technical difficulty, but hoping to resolve before the night finish.
So did you build the sound system yourself?
Yeah. The actual system took about 5 months to finish. Yeah.
Right. So can you give our viewers a demo of what your sound system can produce? Can you give our viewers a demo of what your sound system can produce? Let us hear that volume, that song from your sound system.
You want to hear it?
Yes.
All right.
Luis! It's the return of the damn Gorgon. The lethal weapon man. Turn.
Well, you done me and you bet I felt it. I tried to beat you, but you're so hot that I melted. I fell right through the cracks. Now I'm trying to get back. Before the cool done run out, I'll be giving it my bestest. And nothing's gonna stop me but divine intervention. I reckon it's again my turn to win some or learn some, but I won't hesitate.
All right, viewers, so right now we are here in the crowd and we have a family with us from Trinidad. So we're going to see what they're doing. So good night. So can you tell us where you all are from?
Superior, Trinidad.
Okay, Superior. And are you all enjoying Tobago thus far?
Yeah, of course.
This is your first car show here in Tobago? Okay, this is your first car show in Tobago?
My first car show in Tobago, all the way from Trinidad, Laramine.
So how has your experience been thus far?
Well, way better than Trinidad, I must say. 100% better.
So I couldn't help but notice like you all busting on a potier. So what you all cooking?
Curry goat.
Curry goat, okay, nice. So viewers, you can take a look and see what's going on in the pot at the moment. So yes, viewers, this is a curry goat. You know, we love a good curry goat here in Tobago. Oh, great. So, Tobago, how has your Tobago experience been thus far?
Well, it is a pleasure coming to this style for us to enjoy this style, and me and my friends, suspects, my son, we always come, and it is the first time that we have been invited to a show, and it is a pleasure to come and cook some goat and enjoy the place.
So are you all partaking in any of the categories here at the car show?
Yeah, my son brought the race car, and we will do the best burnout. But I personally just come to relax, cook, enjoy myself.
Great. So it's really good to hear that you're enjoying the Tobago vibe. You know, Tobago is all about relaxation, that peace, and most importantly, the food. So viewers, that was our family here. That curry, I could say it's going right down my throat. So I could just imagine how great it's gonna taste. So what is this right here?
Goat meat, yeah, goat. We now putting it in the pot. Watch the pot.
So burning the curry right now. Okay, great. So viewers, the curry is burning at the moment, and this is a family here enjoying the Auto Car Show. It is just amazing. The vibe is amazing. So take a look and see what's going on in the pot. So the goat is going in at the moment. Yes. So viewers, you know this is gonna taste extremely well with a nice fluffy piece of bus-up shot. I could just taste it in my mouth at the moment. So viewers, this is proof that you don't need a beachside to have fun. We're having fun right here in the car park. We're having family lime. This is just an amazing experience, viewers. So this is the car show for 2023. All right, viewers, so we are here at the car show experience now. I know a lot of you can say you saw many vehicles throughout this car show, but how many of you can say that you saw a barber shop in a vehicle? So I'm here with the owner. Tell us a bit more about yourself and where you're from.
So my name is Kyle Marisho from Trinidad, Point Fortin, Trinidad. Initially I used to go around barbering regular as a nobody barber with all the vehicle. And then for me, I was like, you know, I need to upgrade. I need to give the people something different, you know, and that's how I came up with this. As a youth, I hated going to the barber shop and waiting and sitting down for a haircut, like about 3 hours, I had to sit down for a haircut. I was like, nah, I can't make this. And I say, like, I started marking myself, and then I was like, you know what? I want to be a barber, and I come in with a difference now. Yeah.
So what would have given you the inspiration to put a barber shop on wheels?
So as I say, before I used to move around with a vehicle with my kit and a chair, and it was really uncomfortable, like going from house to house, I adjusted people's settings, and I was like, but you know what? I want to carry my entire shop to a person's house. You know, that way they would save time. I would give them that comfort because I have AC, everything, we have proper light and everything, you know, and for me I was like, yeah, I want to carry my whole shop anywhere I go in. I could carry my entire business any part of Trinidad or Tobago.
So this is something really unusual. Tell us about some of the reaction you usually get when people see this masterpiece behind us.
So most times people in shock because I kind of now put on the logos and stuff on it, but before it was just a white vehicle. So when people open the door in amazement, that's like how you do this, you know? Most people in amazement, that's like they never see something like this before. But it's something more you'd see in foreign, more England, yeah. But in Trinidad at the time, I think it has like 2 other persons who doing something like this.
So what are some services some of your customers can expect to get from this mobile barbershop?
So I would be doing dyeing of the hair, eyebrows, normal mark and shave, fading. As I say, we dyeing hair. I want to get into something called SMP. That is where you put in a hairline for persons who have receding hairlines and stuff like that. Eyebrow tinting and stuff like that.
So contacting, how can people reach out to you? How can we reach you? Contact your social media pages, and where are you located? Even though you're mobile, where are you located?
So I'm located Point Fortin. I'm based Point Fortin, Trinidad. And for me, I'm willing to go anyway. Once the person is willing to pay, I'm willing to go any part of Trinidad and Tobago. For my Instagram is KylesCuts_mobile barbershop. And for TikTok, it's KylesCuts. Well, Kyle with a Z, Cuts with a Z as well. And on Facebook, it's Kyle Marisho.
So as a young barber, what are some motivational issues, motivational tips you want to give to any young barbers out here?
For me, in barbering, you have to perfect your craft before anything else. Practice, practice, practice. On YouTube, it have a set of videos. It have a set of local barbers who just give out a set of cues, sometimes just give little tips as to where you can perfect your craft. And for me, that's the most important thing. You have to be able to perfect the craft before anything else.
So thank you for doing this interview with us. Keep the good work up. So viewers, we're going to take a look inside this mobile barbershop. All right, so tell us a bit of what we're seeing inside here at the moment.
You can repeat?
Tell us a bit of what we're seeing inside here at the moment.
Right, so we have, as I said, there's my sink. We'll be doing the washing of the hair, dye and everything. We have the TV. What most people like seeing is this part of the TV, where it goes down and comes up. Yeah, so most people are fascinated by this part of the barbershop, where the TV goes up and down. As I say, I have, inside here we normally have little snacks and stuff. Inside here we have storage for little products that I would have. Inside here products. Yeah, and to the back, I would have my electrical and stuff like that.
So in terms of building everything inside it, did you do it yourself or you hired someone to do it?
I had to hire someone. I am not a woodwork person. I had some guys from Trinidad, someone did the woodwork, someone did the countertop, someone did the lighting and stuff like that.
Okay, great. So thank you once again for doing this interview with us. This is a really innovative and inspiring place to be in right now. So keep up the good work and keep it. All right, viewers, that was the Easter Monday car show highlight. So you would have seen it was a very, very fun-filled. It was very innovative. It was very eye-catching. You know, we would have had the sound off. We would have saw the family busting down the pot. And most importantly, what I would remember forever was that barbershop on wheels. So at this moment, viewers, we will be taking a short break. Don't go anywhere yet. Remember to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
It's time to go. Sweet like
Tobago, here's the real deal. Nothing sweeter than when your internet fast all day, every day. I telling you, it's real nice when your home internet and TV package fit your budget. Well, if that's what you want, you're safe with Digicel Plus. Sign up or switch to Digicel Plus now and pay $0 for 1 month. Plus, plans start as low as $199 and you get installed for free. Visit digiceltt.com or a Digicel store now.
Tapicom. Welcome to the future. The only card you will need in a new world. Digital business cards. Safe, hassle-free. The future is here. Tapicom. New generation digital transfer. Digital time clock cards. Digital attendance cards. Air tags. Customized designs. Digital clothing tags. Digital pet tags. Tapicom. The future is here. Contact us today.
Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All bliss, accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning.
Good morning and welcome back to the Youth Morning Show. Now, viewers, before we get into our conversations, we want to send our happy birthdays and happy anniversary. So first on all this, we are sending happy birthday to Miss Shirla Daniel for Class 5B and the 89ers at the Signal Hill Senior Comprehensive School. All the love in the world. And next on all this, we will be sending a happy 19th anniversary to Mr. Kester and Miss Sally Gail McNeil O'Connor. Happy birthday to you all and more longevity in your marriage. Now, viewers, this morning I am joined by none other than Candice Jackson. Candice, how are you doing this morning?
Good morning, Luke, and of course, good morning to the Tobago Updates viewers. I'm well.
Great.
Very well rested.
I can see that. So it brings me to question, did you go anywhere for Easter, Candice?
Well, for the first time in many years, I actually stayed home for quite a bit of it.
Okay.
So, you know, it was one of those rare long weekends where for me, I just decided, you know what, let me stay home. I had a bunch of schoolwork and things like that to get done. So, you know, I used the time to just be productive on my own. I did take some time to go to the beach and just to enjoy some of those little parts of Tobago away from the crowds. So I think, after doing these things for so long, I love to find places where there isn't too many people.
Where there's too many people. What about the kitchen, Candice? You know, Good Friday is all about cooking and cooking on that saltfish. Did you make anything, Candice?
Yes, I did. I cooked a little bit of fried fish. Sorry, I didn't do the salt.
What about the hot cross buns, Candice? You got any hot cross buns from you?
No, I didn't do any hot cross buns this year, but I was fine. You know, just regular fried fish and some sweet potatoes, and that was good.
Okay, great.
Yes.
And it's really great that that long weekend has come to an end. I think people who needed rest got rest. People who needed that escape from work got that escape. And, you know, we are all here safely. We would have still observed a few murders over the vacation, which was sad.
Yes.
I think about 2. I think the one who got shot, he was hospitalized for a while, but then he died after. And then they would have found that guy, the guy from Maru, if I'm not mistaken, that was slumped in the drain. Another murder. So we want to urge our viewers to be careful. You know, they always say Tobago is a safer space, but we're still living in the real world. So, you know, you have to be careful out there, Candice.
Oh, certainly. And of course, I mean, we got the police coming up on GMT, who's supposed to be, you know, giving us some update on what's been happening, where those things are concerned. I mean, it seems as though we can't escape it in Tobago. I mean, the murders, the gun violence, it is seeping in. Thankfully, it is not anywhere near what's going on in Trinidad.
Okay, yes.
So just before people start panicking, no, we're still pretty safe here in Tobago. We're still in a very good position. So, I mean, we want no murders, we want no gun violence. But unfortunately, it is coming over.
And it brings me to question, Candice, when we look at these murders here in Tobago, it brings me to question, what is the motive? Is it that it's a gang related? We would have seen that the guy was from Trinidad. You know, what is the motive behind these murders? You know, us Tobago people, from the time we hear a murder and they see how the person look and they do the normal the societal judging, the first thing they're going to say, oh yes, drugs, this, that. But I think we need to wait on the police to really find out what are the real motives, because there are so many ways to be murdered, and drugs is not the one and only motive. So, you know, it's really interesting to see what's going on in our Tobago space, what's going on the streets, on the block. I really look forward to hearing that interview with the police officer to see what are their findings thus far, what statistical data they can present to us, and yeah.
Because, I mean, traditionally when you've looked at Tobago, a lot of the murders that we've had happening, a lot of the killings, I should say, were all domestic to a large point. I guess perhaps like over the last 10, 15 years, maybe, that's when some of that that gun violence and so on that came up on the scene. But a lot of the murders, they're solved mainly because it's family related, friend related, you know, relationships gone bad, that kind of thing. So I mean, let's hope that we don't have to keep talking about that, and we don't have, like, I don't know, I just wanted to change because I want Tobago to go back to what it was long ago when these things were not a thing.
Were not a thing. I agree with that.
But there are some good things happening within our space because I don't know if viewers have been paying attention to what's been going on at Carifta. A lot of our Tobago athletes, or a lot of our young people,
they are performing.
They won medals at the Carifta Games in Bahamas this past week. So I think yesterday was the closing ceremony. So the athletes are going to be coming back home soon. And what we're seeing, which is remarkable, is that a lot of the clubs, Zenit, Falcon, and Tobago Kaisers, they have their members were the ones that were performing well and winning medals for Trinidad and Tobago at the Carifta Games.
And we appreciate that, Candice. It's always good to, you know, support our athletes. I have a lot of athletes, friends, and they all lament the same thing, is that, okay, they work extremely hard, and all they will appreciate is that support from the government, support from our THA administration, because we want them to continue performing the way they are performing, but we want to also make sure that they are equipped with the relevant resources to perform at their best. So I really, really hope that these winnings would motivate those heads, those who have the power to make the change, to, you know, really invest in our young athletes, because they are young, they are extremely young, and they are performing. So imagine if they are taken under the wing, they are given the proper resources and finances, what they can achieve on an Olympic platform. So yeah, definitely.
And I mean, and I have to be a big shout out to the people that are putting in the work at these different clubs here in Tobago, people like Alan Morrison and so on. Like, you know, they've been putting their heart and soul to make sure, you know, our athletes in Tobago, our young people, as they're coming up, they get those opportunities and they get to go out there and perform well. And additionally, Luke, I mean, as we're talking about sports, there's so much opportunities for young people in sports, in terms of, you know, just different career paths. Like when you think about sports, you only think about, you know, let's get somebody to coach and you be an athlete, but there's so much stuff that can happen, so much job opportunities. There are career paths surrounding the field of sports when it comes to therapy, when it comes to, you know, just management of the equipment, all these different things that we need to make sport, make athletics really good here in Tobago.
Yes, Candice. And closing, as we are focusing on young people as usual on the youth show, tomorrow we will be having that inauguration ceremony for the TYC executive. So those young people that would have offered themselves, who will have gotten the votes, they will be officially TYC members tomorrow, and thankfully Tobago Updates will be there to, you know, disseminate that information to the public in that Tobago Update style, Candice. So I look forward to tomorrow. And I think we've reached the end of this morning's show, Candice.
Definitely.
So viewers, we have reached the end of our youth show here on Youth Wednesdays. You know, it's always a vibe to be here with you all. I hope to see you all next week. At this moment, we'll be heading over to Good Morning Tobago with Candice Jackson. So don't go anywhere yet. Remember to share the live, and share the live. And thank you so much for joining this morning.
The house is like 2 bedrooms, a toilet, the room, kitchen. The size is like 11 by 10, bathroom like normal concept, double living room, full dining room here. I say completion on this building, so it will be about 2 weeks time max. We're doing a cladding on the outside, the inside is a fire rating board, gypsum ceiling, right? And well, normal tiles and stuff on the ground.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
Yeah. Hey.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace and Denicia.
Let's go, go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power. We are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers. We are melanated ones. We special and there is no denying. Tobago is number one. I am you and you are me. Together we stronger. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Tobago.
Welcome to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates, your source for current affairs in Tobago, Trinidad, and the region. With the perfect conversations to complement your morning routine, I am Candace Jackson, and let's get started with the news in 90 seconds. Several Tobagonian athletes medaled at the recently concluded Carifta Games in the Bahamas. Among the athletes from Tobago medaling was Sena Frederick, who won a gold medal in the women's 200-meter under-20 race. Alex Henry from Zenith Club helped the national team win gold in the 4x100-meter race. Another Zenith athlete, Janae Degans, won silver in the girls' under-20 long jump. Meanwhile, Brandon Leacock from the Tobago Falcons Athletic Club won bronze in the boys' under-17 800-meter race. And Imani Matthews from the Kaizen Panthers helped the national team to win bronze in the boys' under-17 4x100-meter race. And now to some news of crime. Tobago recorded its third murder last night. Lynch Bovell was shot in Bethel last week, but succumbed to his injuries last night at the Scarborough General Hospital. Investigations are ongoing. Meanwhile, a bandit from Tobago was reportedly killed by police following a robbery and murder of a Chinese businessman in Trinidad. He was recently identified as Kishante Reed from Pembroke, Tobago. According to police reports, the incident occurred on Good Friday. Reed and two other bandits attacked a Chinese businessman, Nicholas Zhu, the owner of Golden City Supermarket in San Juan. And nationally, the central bank and local commercial banks implemented a new electronic check clearing system, which will reduce the time it takes to clear a check from 4 days to 2 days. According to a release, the system uses an image-based technology facilitating the digitized exchange of information between banks. It also allows for a timely reconciliation of checks across banks and earlier notification of returned checks. However, it is unclear how many commercial banks are currently utilizing this new system. And that was the news in 90 seconds. And well, viewers, I am hoping that you all had a very wonderful, relaxing, fun Easter weekend. It was a long weekend. And I mean, I love those long weekends because I love the idea of sleeping in. But here we are this morning for another show for Good Morning Tobago. And joining me on set is Mr. Shiraz Mohammed, who is an executive chef, and he is going to be speaking to us this morning about a food costing workshop that's happening here in Tobago. So a special good morning and welcome to you, sir.
Good morning, Tobago. Good morning to the Caribbean and the wider world. Thanks for having me here this morning, Tobago.
And it's certainly our pleasure to have you here. Now we're talking about, food costing because, it's a big deal in terms of like for us vendors, well, I'm saying us, but, because as we've been going through our financial challenges, especially with the pandemic and everything that came out of it, we all are looking for ways to make money. Yeah. But often there's a challenge in being able to price our food items on sale. So tell me a little bit more about this workshop that you are hosting?
Okay, so we have this workshop. It came about based, as I said, the pandemic created a lot of challenges, and food prices as well fluctuate as well too. And people want to make a lot of more money or trying to make money when they put the effort into it as well. So we formulate the food costing classes. In Trinidad, we have it for 2 days, and we had about 4 different sessions, and it totally sold out. Booked up because people are interested in how to make $1, and that is the whole idea about the food costing. So we actually show you exactly how to purchase, how to do portion control, all the different parts to stop your wastage, how you negotiate with suppliers as well too, and we even show how to build a menu, how to create a menu shopping list. So we show all the aspects about the food business as well. Whether you're in the hotel, in the restaurant, you have vendors, you have cafe, whatever you are in the food business, we try to give you that direction on how to earn, because sometimes you see, you're going to a food place and you see it's totally packed up. And you as the owner, it look good and everything, you're happy, but when you sit down and do the maths, it's not happening.
It's not happening.
You have your overheads, you have your staff, you have your operation costs, you have everything to factor out. Plus, one thing that we do, or people do as owners of business, whether medium or small, they don't pay themselves. The passion, they want to put everything into the business. So we try to give you a structure. As I say, it's 2 days we normally do in Trinidad, but in Tobago we do it at a workshop, 9 to 5. And we want to give as much information as we could to help you to be successful in your food business at all times as well too. So it's very, very informative. I think we try to share as much information as we could, and we also do follow-up. We do a lot of follow-up as well too. So our phone lines are open even after the course of the workshop to call us to find out more. So you're not just coming to do this workshop and that's it.
Yes.
We leave the open communication so we can continue guiding, and we really take pleasure in coming to Tobago. A lot of people call me, Chef, I'm in Tobago and I don't know what's happening and I can't come across, and we understand that. So I was here a couple of weeks ago and I met Miss Kimberly Job from the Tobago Library in Scarborough, and she was very, very helpful. I know she's the public relations person for the Scarborough Library. She was very accommodated, and we're going to have it in the audiovisual room in the Scarborough Library as well too.
Great. So first, let me know a little bit about yourself. You're an executive chef.
I have been in the food industry since at the age of 17. And I've crossed almost 30 years in the food business. And one of the things when people come to me and they ask about my career, my background, I never attended a culinary institute. I started industry as a dishwasher, and I've grown constantly over the years as a dishwasher all the way to executive chef. I resigned from the restaurant business about 12 years ago, concentrated only on my catering kitchen and consulting, and we tried to help and develop a lot more businesses and train people now. So in the last year, I've opened the Chef Shara's Culinary Academy in Shogunas. For the last year, we have educated a lot of people, young or old, who's in the business, who want to get into the business, who want a career in the business. They come to me and they ask for advice, and we get them on track. We have creative international cuisine courses, we have Asian courses, we have kids. We actually have 2 days Easter kids cooking class tomorrow and Friday.
Nice.
So I back home early in the morning to start that class. We have at the end of the month, we advertising on Instagram. We have the Certificate in Culinary Arts, an intensive 12 weeks program. I train hand-on, and I love to train people hands-on. So when we develop you in this 12 weeks culinary course, you're going to be ready for industry. And we are asking people in the industries, whether it's the hotels, the cafes, or the restaurant, we're asking the owners, send your staff. If you want your staff or your chef to be motivated, to be re-energized, and to give a refresher, we are here for that as well too.
Certainly. And then what inspired you to do this and to, give up your talents? I mean, you said yourself that you grew through the system. Yeah. You don't necessarily have the academic, but what you learned is way more valuable than what you can learn in school.
Yes, what I did, it's so interesting. In the early 90s, I went to the TTHI in Shagaramas, and I passed the interview to get in, but I couldn't afford the finances at that time. And I always tell students these days, there's so much programs now with funding MIC, there's YTEP, there's MUS program. I didn't have that. So I took the other route, and I went hands-on. Persistent, you had to have passion and purpose in what you're doing. And I invested in myself. I've traveled around the world. And look at different cultures and cuisine and meet with different chefs and get feedback. I've been to the Food Network, South Beach Festival, the Manhattan Food Festival. You know, I've traveled all over to educate myself about the culture, cuisine, and enriching myself. I think now is a perfect time now to start. Because people have been asking for the last few years, chef, so when you going to do some classes and teach us some stuff, and you know, looking at the whole pandemic scenario and people really struggling, a lot of people came out of the business. A lot of chefs who came out of the business.
Yeah, we saw the reports of a lot of good restaurants closed their doors.
Chefs who came up with me in Trinidad and Tobago with restaurants, and then for the last 20-25, they actually came out of the business. They go into gardening or construction, and I said no. I want to stick with it and try to get people back into it. When people come to do my course as well, we have job placement because a lot of places call me, chef, I need a manager, I need a line chef, I need a sous chef, I need a head chef. And I say, okay, well, we see what we could do. So our Culinary Academy kind of is a groundwork we're doing to send out staff and raise the bar. My goal is to raise the bar of the culinary back in Trinidad and Tobago, which also related to the tourism industry, culinary development. Is all that, you know, that is my goal and my vision at this time in my career. You know, 2 years in my career. I think I could be an asset to our culinary development and tourism in Trinidad and Tobago. And whilst I'm here today, I'm hoping to go across to the THA and probably meet with the tourism sector there and express my willingness to be more in Tobago. I know I have a lot of support in Tobago because normally on a Friday morning I'm on Synergy TV. And I have a lot of people from Tobago call me and I say, chef, you know, come and check us out in Tobago. So I'm here.
Yes.
I'm here and I'm ready to work here. This is an introduction or a footstep into Tobago with the food course and workshop. And from there, we could elaborate more. So I'm reaching out to the industry here. Contact me. Let's have a conversation how I could come in and work with you and your staff, help you guys with the food costing, all aspects of the operations. I could help you. I have a team as well. I have to say good morning to my team. I have some of the most experienced chef lecturers that come in and they just gravitate to what I'm doing, and they're so impressed to see the layout of what I'm doing. You know, it's really you're not going to come to my class for 3 months or whatever and just laze around. No, straight into it.
Nice.
Straight into it. So we want to spread that love and that information and training to Tobago as well too.
Why is it so important that restaurateurs, chefs, etc., anybody in the food business, even those vendors on the side of the street, why is it so important for they to understand how to properly cost the items?
It's important because people say when you ask people about the business, what to put into the business, the love and the passion, and which is good. Your love and your passion is good. I mean, that is first of all, you know, but you have to make $1 for yourself. You know, because sometimes I have people call me, chef, I've been doing catering for a year or two, and not see no money. I don't know what's happening. You know, so how you can help me? Yeah, so and that really inspired me to do that. And we in our food costing, we break down all the calculations. We show you exactly if you're doing a box of food, let's say a barbecue special or we're selling 50. We try to break down every aspect of it and show you how to cost each content on the box, down to the box and the packaging. So, for instance, if you're selling a box of food for $60, we show you it could cost you $20, $25. Because in food costing, you work with a 30% cost as well too. Now, it's more challenging now because of the food prices. So we show you and advise you how to go to the suppliers, to the market, the farmers, and negotiate. How to negotiate, that is in case key. Negotiate with the suppliers, how to negotiate with them and get a correct pricing. And, you know, it's really intense, but it could happen, and it does happen, because I'm happy to say that there are students who came through, business owners, chefs, people of all part of the food industry came through my classes, and they're doing well. They're doing well. They now understand. You see, we open up the eyes. And I think one of the most aspects of the course that I start off the course with is that I tell people, when you open up business, don't open up business for competition. You're going to lose. Don't do that. Because if you look at, you go down the street, there's 10 double sellers. Everybody's selling. So you have to know what you have. You have to stand by your product. Whether you're a doubles maker or you're a doubles, and maybe some condiment might be different to somebody else. You're down in Tobago, you're selling crab and dumpling. There's about 4, 5, or 6 of them. You have to signify what is yours and stand by your product as well too. So if I'm in a line in a food court and there's so much of vendors, you signify, you stand by your product. So that's the first thing I tell people. Don't open a business to go in competition. Open a business to stand by your product. Stand by your product and your brand, which is very, very important. And you identify your own self. So if you're a doubles vendor, so we're breaking it down to a doubles vendor coming up.
Yes.
You might have a certain condiment, a chutney, or something that signifies you, right? If you're in a crab and dumpling, you might use something in your crab and dumpling, something different you might use to signify you. If you go to the restaurant, the restaurant level, you get creative now. Every menu you look at a restaurant, there's a chef's signature dish. So you have to be that signifies you from different people. So we try to incorporate that in all our teachings and all our classes and workshops as well too. You know.
You know, I mean, there as you're speaking about, there was a concern that sometimes for our events in Tobago, when you go in terms of the food vendors that are there, you get the same, burger and fries and hot dogs and fried chicken.
Well, that is interesting because we have some many of our classes. We do introduction to French, Italian, authentic Indian, continental, Portuguese. But what I do, I take simple things in the class and show them. And they say, well, chef, that's so simple. I say, see, it's about being creative. We take simple stuff in front of you every day and make it a twisted so that becomes the creative part of it. So you become different. We do simple things and show them. So, some people say, well, I don't want the same thing over and over.
Yes.
So you have to show them now. So they come to our class and we get creative. When I did the first creative international cuisine, even some of the chefs who came to lecture with me, they said, chef, what do you mean by creative? I don't like creative. I said, that is the difference. I said, once you learn a little bit of different cultures of cuisine, a little French, a little Italian, a little North Indian, South Indian, Manchurian, we teach all that. You take all those now and you create the flavors now and come up with something. So we have a class just for creative cooking only now.
And people could get connected with that as well.
Yes, food. I mean, they say music and food connect anywhere as well too,
Certainly.
It connect. So we are, the Chef Charles Culinary Academy, we're here to help and to contribute to the development of culinary and the tourism as well too, both Trinidad and Tobago.
So you're having this workshop coming up. When is it taking place?
It's Monday the 24th, 9 to 5 at the audiovisual room in the Scarborough Library. We provide all raw materials for you. We have snacks. We provide a lunch for you as well too. The course is we have a certificate of participation after as well too. I'm becoming across with my team with 2 other chefs. We will give them a full demo, all calculation on food. We're doing some food yielding tests, which means we break down vegetables or whatever and show you portion by portion. Before it's cooked, after it's cooked, we're going to provide some lunch. The course is $1,000, but because we're coming to Tobago, we're offering group discount. So we're really encouraging people to come out. We're going to offer some group discount as well too. But I'm really looking for the Tobago food industry to get onto this. And I think the audiovisual room only was about 25 or 30 people before. So we're looking to pack it out and to Tobago people in the food industry take advantage. And I know the food vendor was in the news recently.
Yes.
And we want to educate them how to do it properly as well. And something, I talked to a lot of people who had a small business, sole traders. And there was no way, so I told a few people in my class recently, being a sole trader, how you can be independent. Because we teach them to be independent. So I say, you take a sole trader account, your registration certificate, and you go to the bank, you open your account, and you become a business person. And gradually you put that, and then you could have a checking account, and this is a relationship. I say, yeah. So this make you an independent person as well too, you're providing your own stuff as well too.
I mean, and because getting into business can be so overwhelming at times because, you just don't have the knowledge.
There's so much to do as well too.
There's so much to do, there's so much paperwork, there's so much you have to pay attention to.
Yeah. So when we explain to them about the sole trader, whoever is, because there's people who come to my class who has business, they already registered as sole trader, but they don't know where to go from there.
Yes.
And they say, but chef, I didn't know this, I could do this. I say, yeah, you could do that. And you empower you and say, how good it feel every week you put $500 or whatever you make into that account. When it grows in a year, you could get a checking account. You could use it for your own job letter. You could do all these things. Wasn't aware of that. So we tried to feed them as much information as I could. So we don't only want to work hard. We want to work smart.
Certainly.
Construct your career properly, because as business owners, no matter how small or big, we pump all our finances into everything. We don't even pay ourselves sometimes. So the goal is, with this food course in it, is to break away from that. Show you how to start, how to develop, how to negotiate, how to purchase, how to save, how to pay yourself as well. And we go on and on and on. Because it's not always a 2-day class.
Yes.
So we formulated in 9 to 5, so we're just going to be working 9 to 5.
And I'm sure a lot of people who are listening right now, especially those of you who are in food, even if you're just in simple agro-processing, you know? I mean, this is something to get connected to, because like I said, it's so overwhelming out there, especially with all the challenges that we're facing in this current climate.
And people are going to get frightened, and they're going to fold up the business, and they're going to cut the dream short.
And we've seen it. We've seen so many people, they have a good product come on the scene, and they seem to be good for a while, and then afterwards...
Consistency.
Yes, consistency.
Is
and then when we're talking in our circles, we see something nice come out there, and we're like, let's go and support, and then the consistency drops, and the quality drops. If you want to make sure that you can maintain your customer base. So we could get connected with Chef Mohammed. And how can they get connected with you?
We're on Instagram, Chef Shiraz 1 on Instagram. You can call me 372-4639. Chef Shiraz 8@hotmail.com, and contact us, and we will negotiate with you and talk to you and see any way we can help you as well too. As I say, I'm here for the day. I'll be moving around. I have 1 or 2 meetings as well to meet 1 or 2 people and to put things in place.
Yes.
I head across to the library to say good morning to Miss Kimberly and the rest of the staff, and drop some flyers. We're going to share out some flyers today. And feel free to call me anytime as well too. And as I said, 24th of April, Monday 24th, 9 to 5, we have group discounts, and everybody try to get involved.
Yes, definitely. And I would encourage everybody who is in the food industry to get involved themselves. So, help yourself out a little bit and get some technical support. And I mean, because we have the talent here.
We have a lot of talent.
We have the best food here in Tobago.
We have a lot of talent here. We have a lot of talent. And I want to say we had our kids' classes last every summer in July, August. And we have tomorrow and Friday in Trinidad, but hopefully we will do something in Tobago as well with the kids and everybody. And let me tell you something, even our young kids, they are young master chefs already in Trinidad and Tobago.
Wow.
We put all the ones in Trinidad, we're going to put all the ones in Tobago soon.
Great.
We're going to do that.
Looking forward to see it. And thank you for being able to give your services here over in Tobago.
And thanks to you having me on this one, and thanks to Tobago for welcoming me. I mean, when I came in a couple of weeks ago, people said, "Chef, how are you in Tobago? How are you doing?" I said, "Yes, I'm here." So I'm happy the supporters here as well. I'm really happy as well.
Certainly. And we're looking forward to see how you can help the food industry grow here in Tobago.
Definitely.
All right, viewers. So thank you, Mr. Mohammed. And don't go anywhere, because we've got a lot more coming up for you on the program right after this break.
As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear my neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. Do more, live more. Do more, live more. Oh. Do more, live more.
This is how it's gonna go. Do more, live more. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show. Everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look out below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look out below, 'cause this is your show.
On Sunday, April 23rd, the parade grounds at the Dwight York Stadium will transform for International Night, featuring Grammy Award winners, Boys to Men, and Cuffy.
Where will we go?
Also gracing the stage, Vanette Bigford, Saron Shaw, Tony Paul, Sharon Phillips, and much more. Get your tickets now. Check the Tobago Festivals Commission's website at www.tobagofestivalscommission.com for more, or call them at 639-4441. Come, enjoy Tobago Jazz Experience 2023, The Return, much more than music.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry, don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry, if your nice can't get damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry, what I'm saying is true. So just consider, Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry, don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry, if your house get flooded out real bad. I tell them never ever worry, what I'm saying is true. So just consider, Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry, if sickness catch you off guard. I tell them never ever worry, if times fall on you real hard. I tell them never ever worry, what I'm saying is true. So just consider, Tatil will always be here for you. Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
October will never be better with Tobago Carnival fever. Okay, passage and come on over.
Yeah. Hey.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Well, viewers, as you heard from our news earlier in the program, unfortunately we have some gun violence happening here in Tobago. We had our second murder over the weekend, and then last night we recorded a third murder from someone who was shot last week.
Yes.
So, and then he finally succumbed to his injuries. So on set with us we have Inspector. Oh Lord. Yes, we have Inspector Anderson Alfred on with us. And good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning to you and your viewers. Thank you for having me.
So give me an update on what's been happening. First of all, with the murder that occurred on Saturday night, the body that was found Sunday morning in the drain in Logwood Park.
Well, what I can say, first, from the TTPS, we want to express our sincere condolences to the family members, friends, and associates of the departed. We are on the case as we speak. We have persons that are in our custody that is assisting us with our investigations. And we have activated all systems in place, particularly the victim and witness support unit. Their task and responsibility to convey information from the police to the family of the persons that the victims of these murders. So we have the social aspect of it in place and the investigative aspect in place, working together.
Mm-hmm. Do we know of any idea of what was the motive for this murder?
No, the motive at this time is not clear, as it is. That is within the remit of the investigators, and they are working on all these. And we want to, at this point, thank the members of the public because without their information, their assistance, we could have gone nowhere with this. But civic-minded individuals came forward and assisted and continue to assist us with our investigations.
And last night we got the reports that we recorded a third murder.
Yes, yeah.
Like I said, someone who was shot in Bethel last week finally succumbed to his injuries.
Yes, that is, and of course, condolences to their family as well. And we are on the case, and in all, I could say for Tobago, the community know that all our homicide reports, we have persons of interest that is engaged at this time by the investigators. So we have persons that are in custody and some are being interviewed. And the information is coming in slowly, but we are making good progress with all 3 reported homicides.
And any indication as to what led to that shooting?
No, not at this time. We don't have that information.
Not at this time. No. And in terms of the first murder that we had for the year, where is the investigations where that's concerned?
That is quite active, as a matter of fact, but I don't want to give out too much at this time, but it is quite active, and all the units that are involved in investigations are working together. And I want to say that we are indeed making tremendous progress, and the persons that are concerned about the information that sometimes that we have to, for the interest of the integrity of the investigation, we have to keep back the information to keep it within the remits of all the investigators, to us to preserve the flow of misinformation. Sometimes we get misconstrued on the outside and compromise the investigation. So I just want to assure you that the investigations are progressing well.
Mm-hmm. Now, there's a concern that these murders indicate that there's a rise in gun violence here in Tobago. Should people be afraid?
No, well, we want to remove the concept and the perception of the fear of crime generally. So what I can do, I can bring some good news for you. Just before the start of the Easter weekend, we commenced several exercises, raids and searches, and they were very successful. We seized a large quantity of marijuana in Crown Point District together with a high-powered weapon. This high-powered weapon had 10 live rounds of ammunition. And as we calculate, each ammunition could take a life. So we actually saved 10 lives over the weekend. And congratulations to the Tobago Division and the administration and the gold, silver, and bronze commanders in our division that put together this wonderful operation plan so that this Easter weekend and throughout Tobago was extremely safe.
Now, we saw that at the start of the Easter weekend, we had a lot of the inspectors, vehicle inspectors, and so on coming up over to Tobago. And then there was a concern that, the police should be spending less time checking vehicles and more time solving crimes. How do you respond to that argument?
It's a necessary activity. Firearms and criminal elements, persons and items are conveyed in vehicles on the roadway. So when we do road checks, it is for this ease in solving these crimes. The more checks that we do, the easier for us to identify and to locate criminal elements, whether they be criminal individuals or items of criminality. So it is important that we conduct these exercises. These crimes migrate, right? And there's no crime shop, meaning that it is not a brick and mortar activity. It is a moving activity. So therefore, we have persons on the street or officers on the street. Particularly, over this past week, we had officers from Trinidad, our brothers in police, the Guard and Emergency Branch, and the Interagency Task Force working together with us to add that extra layer of support.
Now, did we see a lot of arrests coming out of those roadblocks? Because there was quite a few roadblocks happening in Tobago over the weekend. Did we have a lot of arrests?
No, what we get are mostly traffic offenses, right? And we look at that as a success, right? Because we weigh 2 measures, police activity versus the police presence. And they both work hand in hand. They both have their place. So the public will be sometimes impeded or hindered for just a few moments, just for a few moments to make sure that you are safe. Because you would like to know if the car ahead of you is a car that does not contain a firearm or someone who is about to commit an offense. You want to be safe in the roadway. Because sometimes you may think that you are safe within your vehicle, but there are incidents where persons are robbed on the streets when they are stopped, when somebody bump you from behind, and when you come out, you are robbed. So therefore, when we stop a vehicle on the roadway, we carry out an activity called a stop and search, or street interview, and therefore that initiates by our sense of observation whether this vehicle should be detained a longer time than the other, or to just allow to go on their way.
And when it comes to like speed guns and that sort of thing, do we yet have a speed gun in Tobago, or is
Yes,
that?
we have devices. We have qualified officers in Tobago Division are highly trained in using this, where we say the monitors, the speed monitors, and it is updated, and they are trained, they are certified and recertified, because our roadways are is the roadmap to our destination, and we want to ensure that you are safe and comply within the legal speed limit.
And of course, we see Inspector Alfred, recently we had quite a few accidents that were, some of them fatal, that were speed related. Speed
related. And that's why we come to the studio and we enforce the need for us to comply with the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Act. There's a legal speed limit within Tobago, because our roadways are limited and our space is very, very limited. And we believe that persons, if you want to get to your destination on time, you need to leave home on time. Ensure that you wear a seat belt. Ensure your vehicle is roadworthy. As you mentioned, that our vehicle inspectors were on the street, and this is not to scare you or to hinder you or to inconvenience you, to ensure it's for your own safety and the safety of others.
People like to say now that the inspectors are here to make some money for the government.
Well, I would say that, if you decide to give the government your money by not having your vehicle in compliance, that is up to you, right? Because it is, as you mentioned, it is a revenue making venture as well, indirectly, by your action or inaction or fail to comply with the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Act.
But of course, there is some legitimacy to ensuring that your vehicle is road safe. Because I think we had one of the accidents we had, I think might have been over Carnival. There was some issue with the vehicle that perhaps led to that accident and a fatality.
Yes, and that is unfortunate, because a life loss cannot be replaced. So that's why we tell persons, do your own personal checks, go to the mechanic and carry out a vehicle check. And the persons are aware of the requirement, but some persons just believe that they can push the envelope a bit, just to go beyond a little bit forward. For the need for speed, it is not necessary.
And so it's interesting that you say that, because there are some roads in Tobago that you cannot be speeding on. And I think it was last week I was at one of my favorite places, Cafe Donglo, when we heard an accident happening. And we heard the vehicle just race down the street, and then the big bang.
The big bang, yes.
Right? And unfortunately, the person that was hit was someone with 2 children in the vehicle, innocently making the corner, and then this car just comes speeding down straight into them.
Yes, and that's why you see more of a police presence on the streets to ensure that persons comply with it. And that area that you mentioned, that's in the Chauvin Road Police Station District. And we have no parking. If you go there now, you'll see no parking signs there erected. You will also see the clearly marked and visible signs on the roadway. But within a built-up area, drivers and motorists are expected to conduct themselves in a responsible manner, because that is a built-up area. It's a residential area as well, and there's a few commercial activity on that corner. So that's why we come to the public and say, ensure that you comply with the road traffic laws, because we could have had a very serious fatality in that instance.
Yes, because like I said, the bang that was heard from that was quite loud.
Correct.
And and then we were all like, but why was this person even speeding to begin with?
There's no need for speed.
There was no need for that speed, because you can't go far.
Yeah, exactly.
But switching now to just some of like how the Easter was, because we had quite a lot of activities over the weekend. Few of them involving fast cars and so on. How did it go?
But it went quite well. We had a lot of car shows, as you mentioned, and it's a lot of private parties. But we must say to the promoters, they complied with our guidelines and what we require of them. There was adequate police officers deployed at these events. But however, within the whole exercise, particularly let's look at the car shows, persons are guided and they are advised. We also ask the promoters to advise them, when you leave the stage, your vehicle is on our public roads.
Yes.
You must comply within the speed limit. The show is over, the display is over. Your vehicle must be in compliance to the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Act 4850. So the flashing lights and the loud music, you will be charged. Some of them will charge. Some of the participants will charge right after the show because, you know, you want to continue displaying your pimp ride, the pimp up
you know,
ride.
you still have the hype and so on.
You still have the hype. But remember, the show is over and you must comply with the laws of Trinidad and Tobago.
And we heard some reports that that some of the village councils were charged for vehicles that were parked outside of their event. And I'm just looking to see if you could give us some more details.
Not necessarily the village council, the drivers and persons who were in charge of the vehicles were indiscriminately parked. Right? So it doesn't really go on the account or on the charge of the village council. We try to work together. Community partnership, our #1 strategic goal. During the planning and the build up to the events, we have meetings with the organizers and ensure that we are on the right page. Your parking arrangement, your security arrangement, these are all topics for discussion. And you know, sometimes they themselves have no control over the activity of other persons. You know, that's not on their hand. But we are there to enforce the law, and that we did.
You know, some people complain that the police is out there to, you know, make business, etc., difficult. But I want you to set that record straight because that the opposite is true.
Of course, we are there not to inconvenience. To some person say I heard someone say that the police like to block the hustle, block a man hustle. It's not that, you know. Law and order must be maintained. We have a society with laws, and when there's absence of law, there's anarchy, there's disorder. You know, so we must set these things in place. There's something called the broken window theory. If we don't fix the minor things, it will grow. What you allow will continue, and what continue will become a habit. So therefore, we as law enforcement officers, we are tasked with that responsibility to ensure the law is enforced. In Tobago, particularly, we understand the economic activities and we applaud entrepreneurship. However, but it must be done within the limits of the law.
And, you know, we have a tendency in Tobago where we like to, you know, park as close as possible to where we have to go because for some reason we don't want to walk.
Yeah, and strange enough, when we travel to other countries, we comply and we walk the distance, especially particularly some of us when we go to Trinidad to shop. We park in a certain area, park in a park aid, and then we shop the whole of Port Spain walking with our big bags, and we walk the whole of Port Spain. But in Tobago, we want to park exactly where we want to step off. But there are consequences to that. You know, when you are parked illegally, you could be ticketed or you could be towed, and you paid a much more fee than you expect to pay. Just a little walk. So sometimes when you park in a designated area, you have the confidence that your vehicle and items are safe.
Give me an idea of what are some of the fines that are in place for parking illegally.
It varies. Several breaches go in excess of $800. And so when we look at the economic balance of it, it's not worth the chance that you take. Some person, based on the offense, could pay up to $1,200 or even more for just 5 minutes. Sometimes the person will say, officer, I just want to run inside and come back. By the time you take to run inside and come back, you will cause an obstruction that will keep back the flow of traffic. There are persons with medical emergencies that sometimes are hindered by indiscriminate parking vehicles. Emergency vehicles are hindered so many times on our streets in Tobago because of poor parking. We have our emergency health services, we have the fire service, we have the police officers going to deal with a situation, and because of indiscriminate parking, you know, we are hindered at times because it could be your relative lives that may be in danger.
And you know, sometimes we even don't realize that some of the parking spaces might be in front of a fire hydrant.
That as well is an offense. So we look at all these when we take into consideration what we look for whilst on patrol, or especially on traffic duty. But just that the general public, I mean, generally people comply, I must say, people comply, but there are just a few that believe that they can do whatever is convenient to them only.
So how much tickets were given out over the weekend?
Well, I do not have that statistics, but I could get that for you because we were robust in our activities. At the time, the information coming in so fast. So the information will be tabulated today, Monday, for the entire week for Easter for presentation. And we will get that figures for you.
All right, and then moving ahead, now we still have quite a few more events happening in Tobago. We have, for instance, jazz coming up and so on, and those are going to be massive events. What is in place for some of these things?
Well, of course, the district where these activities are taking place, the district commanders will have their investigators on the field working with the promoters to ensure that they're in compliance. And having said that, we want to ensure, because there are some active events that we had to deal with in a particular way. When the court grants your license, please ensure that you are in total compliance with the conditions of all that is stipulated by the magistrate.
And this is in terms of the bar licenses and so on?
Correct. Make sure you are in total compliance. For the police, the customs officers, they have the powers bestowed upon them to stop your activity, to ensure. Don't cut corners, please. Do what you are required to do in accordance to your license, according to the order of the chairman of the licensing committee, which is the magistrate who gives an order as to what is to be done, what fees to be paid. Make sure you pay all fees and all that is required of you. That includes also the police strength for your event. There is no cutting of costs. Right? So we just want to say that. So for the events coming up, persons ensure that you are safe, your property is safe. There are some activities that will foster for children to attend. We have several occasions during the Mount Pleasant activity. We hear the announcer saying that there's a child here looking for a guardian or the parent. So we want to ensure that you have total control of your ward, of your child, of the person that you are responsible for. So that is our activities for guidance for these upcoming events. Ensure that your property before you leave home is properly secured.
Yes.
In your haste to get to that event, please ensure that your property at home is safe. Ensure that your child or even the elderly that you leave at home is being properly watched over by a responsible adult. Yes.
I mean, have you guys seen a rise in reports of incidents against children this year?
Well, gladly no. There has been a decline. And I believe that persons are complying with that, with those guidelines that we give out here during these programs such as these. And we just want to congratulate the public and really continue to pay attention to your children as they go about their activities. But these large mass events, sometimes it's difficult to keep an eye on them, but you have to do your best to keep them within your view. And do not take too much children that you cannot control. Sometimes you want to take a neighbor child, you want to take a niece and nephew together with your children, and then you have all these children that you have to supervise, provide meals for, take to the washroom, take them, one want to do one activity, the other want to do another activity, and you're unable to control, to have an eye on them or even have a hand on them. So yeah, take what you can manage.
And then when it comes to, like home invasions, what's been happening there?
Well, fortunately, we have not had a major indicator that this is something that is predominant in Tobago. We want to thank the public again for ensuring and complying with some of the instructions that we gave here, particularly your lighting not on your premises, your security upon your premises. Ensure that you're able to see on the outside. Most home invasion take place at night. Right? So we want to make sure that your yard and your exterior is properly lit and secured.
And what about in terms of the perpetrators? Because sometimes these are serial perpetrators who do multiple homes. Like, I know we've had some of that in the past. Have we been able to, close in on some of those people that are doing these crimes?
Well, I cannot give out their names here, but I can tell you that they are listed on their categories as priority offenders, which we have been targeting to ensure that they are brought before the law. There are some persons that we know that have the propensity to commit such offenses. And what we do, we inform the public through our station councils. Those are the persons that are working together with the police officers within various communities to ensure that they share the word. They assist us a lot. They give out crime pamphlets to make themselves harder targets. They continue to work alongside with us in our ventures and in our activities to ensure that these activities, home invasions in Tobago is an anomaly, really. And for one home invasion in Tobago is something that will really set off the alarm, right? And thankfully, we are able to share that information to make yourself a harder target. You know, back in the day when we were able to leave our windows open, our doors unlocked because this is Tobago, that has since changed. That has since changed. And the persons are now investing in proper home security, alarms, cameras, even dogs. Very, very, very good.
All right, and you know, as we keep going along, we're seeing some instances where, at least in Trinidad, where people who are closing off their businesses and that sort of thing are being attacked because, you know, at the end of the day, you would have accumulated a certain amount of cash from your sales and that sort of thing. What are some of the best ways or the safest ways that business owners can handle their cash and so on, so that they are not victims of robberies?
Some business owners, unfortunately, they try to cut costs by doing major deposits by themselves. You see, sometimes we become what we say creatures of habit and pattern. Your pattern and your habits are easily identified and easily mimicked and easily monitored by persons who are looking at you. You never know who's looking at you to learn your activity and your pattern. Hence the reason we try to tell persons that we always emphasize this: do not be predictable in your deposits. So sometimes we even encourage you to hire a private security company, a reputable private security company to make your deposits. And also, if your business is located within a certain police district, you can come to the station and say, I am going to make a deposit, but I really need to have some security or a little escort. So then the patrol will escort you to the financial. We will do that. We are saying that it is not, sometimes it is not worth trying to cut costs to prevent you spending extra money to keep your money safe and your life safe. Because the most important thing is your life. Even though your money could be insured, your life, you are irreplaceable. So what we are saying that your activity sometimes encourages criminal activity because of your action or inaction. So we want to encourage persons to, sometimes during the day, you can make small deposits during the day. Or some odd hours. Even we try to let people know that it is not advisable for your staff or all your staff to know of your deposit activities. So then most of the activities are internally based, and the person within your organization who is closest to you sometimes know everything about you, and you do not know their friends and associates or their intention. Right? So a little unpredictability will help.
Now, recently, I guess over the past couple of years, we've had some instances where the business itself was robbed, and it was because of, you know, the involvement of workers, staff. What can you tell me about in terms of, you know, how much of that has happened?
Right. These are internal conspiracies, and most of the robberies within business places where there is a certain amount of staff, we sometimes start looking internally first, right? Internally. Most of the time, there are internal conspiracies that come to the surface. So therefore, we advise business people, when you are hiring staff, ensure that, you know, the systems are in place, a certificate of character, background checks. That is very, very important. So that you ensure that you have these systems in place, that you have the right person doing the right thing, the best fit for the right spaces.
All right. Well, I want to thank you so much, Inspector Alfred, for being on with us and just giving us a perspective on what's been happening here in Tobago as it relates to crime. Now, I mean, people, I know it's really extremely important that the public helps in terms of giving that information to the police so that we can get that crime solved. So tell me about the ways that people could get connected with the police, just in case they don't know.
Well, I'm aware that there's an issue on a level of mistrust.
Yes.
With the system, with the police service at this time, but we are working assiduously to build confidence and trust between the police and the public. There are anonymous formats you can use. You have 1-800 our tips. You have the Crime Stoppers you can call. In Tobago space, you can call it 211 as well. That is anonymous, to share that information. Your name is not required, and your phone number, your address is not required. Just call and give that information, and we'll be able to deal with it.
All right, great.
Yes.
Thank you again for being on with us. And viewers, please don't go anywhere because we've got a lot more coming up after the break.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace and Denise.
Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning.
Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates. Real questions and honest conversations with the sole aim of keeping you fully in the know. Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates.
Tobago, it's time to go. Sweet like Tobago.
Tobago, here's the real deal. Nothing sweeter than when your internet fast all day, every day. I telling you, it's real nice when your home internet and TV package fit your budget. Well, if that's what you want, you're safe with Digicel Plus. Sign up or switch to Digicel Plus now and pay $0 for 1 month. Plus, plans start as low as $199 and you get installed for free. Visit digiceltt.com or a Digicel store now.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash in transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Tapicom. Welcome to the future. The only card you will need in a new world. Digital business cards. Safe, hassle-free. The future is here. Tapicom. New generation digital transfer. Digital time clock cards. Digital attendance cards. Air tags. Customized designs. Digital clothing tags. Digital pet tags. Tapicom. The future is here. Contact us today.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your nice car get damaged bad, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. If sickness catch you off guard, I tell them never ever worry. If times fall on you real hard, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you.
Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Yeah. Hey.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Well, viewers, we are getting ready to wrap the show, but before we go, we still got a few minutes, and I want to spend some time talking about an interesting. Tobago's on the map in terms of the Associated Press. The Associated Press, apnews.com, produced a very detailed article on, that incident that happened a couple years ago where Bell Garden fishermen discovered a vessel filled with 14 bodies of Mauritanian immigrants hoping to get to the Canary Islands. Unfortunately, not getting to the Canary Islands and unfortunately meeting their demise while out at sea. And their vessel was found, close to Tobago. Bell Garden fishermen brought in the vessel to shore, and that launched a whole investigation as to who these people were. We eventually found out that they were people from the Islamic Republic of Mauritania out in Africa. And I mean, the Associated Press, took that information and they went into quite detail. There's a beautiful article, and I mean, I think that you all should all go and check it out, entitled Adrift, an investigation into immigrants from Mauritania to Tobago, and it details, there are some video footage of the fishermen here in Tobago it starts off with discovering the vessel and so on. It details the journey that some of these men have been taking, because of course we know some of these vessels with dead have been found at various parts of the Caribbean. And I mean, all of these things are highlighted as well. And we found out recently that one of the and I don't know if the producer could be director could be showing a bit of the article there. Yes, I mean, it's very, very detailed, very, very interactive, very well done. Of course, it's the Associated Press, so they have a great team of IT persons on board to make some of this happen. Like I said, they were going through some of the video footage from our fishermen themselves when the boat was discovered. And, as you can see, it goes on to show the maps and so on of where these people came from. Like I said, it's quite a detailed article. And yes, it's entitled Adrift. Almost like a little documentary. So this is quite impressive, but focusing on, just the journey that these people are often finding themselves. Like I said, they start off, you could see where Mauritania is, and they were heading to the Canary Islands in Spain. However, they did not make it there. The journey did not go well, and unfortunately, they all met their demise, and they were found near Bell Garden. And that's quite a big distance, between Africa and the Caribbean. And we know that they are, like I said, they aren't the only ones. They were found, vessels of similar nature were found all over the Caribbean and over the past couple years, while families out there in Mauritania were still looking for them. And you were able to see, as the article goes on, like I said, it's quite a long article, and they have a lot of information, a lot of statistics, but you were also able to see some of the items that were found on the vessel themselves. They found cell phones footage, they found, and that's how they were able to trace some of these families and the people that were on board these vessels. And there was only one person that was identified, and this article also did highlight that person as well, giving us an idea of who this person was, and what led to his journey over here. I mean, it's just very, very interesting, very detailed. So, I mean, if you all are wondering about this incident that happened, because this is quite interesting information and certainly a good read. So yeah, take your time to go through it. Like, those are some of the clothing items that were found on the vessel, and they are using these items to hopefully identify more of the bodies that were found. as we know right now, a lot of the bodies are still in Trinidad at the mortuary there in Trinidad, and hoping to reach out to the family members in Mauritania. I know it's not an easy process, and there we have the photo of one of the people that were identified on the vessel, Mr. Aslan Slow, and yeah, condolences certainly go out to the family. And what we're hoping also that, you know, more of these people can be identified, because I can't imagine what their families have been going through, knowing that their loved ones were out on a vessel hoping to find a better life, and unfortunately not making it to their destination, and instead, you know, their bodies ended up here in Tobago. And it just details also some of the life in Mauritania. Things are not exactly, it makes you appreciate what we have here in Tobago, because what we have here in Tobago, it's so much better than what some of these people face in Mauritania. And that, I mean, can you think of being in that situation of finding yourself on a vessel that you're not sure where you would end up, and you're hoping to get someplace where you can make a better life for yourself and your family, and not being able to make it, and the risk that, you know, getting, I mean, you're not just getting into a ferry or anything like that. This is basically a pirogue, right? And of course, they have some accounts of people who have made that journey and what it has been like for them. So yes, this is just all very, very interesting, and you all should take a look at it. Like I said, it's quite detailed. All right, viewers, so yes, I think we are at the end of our program here this morning, and I want to thank you so much for being on with us. It was a pleasure being here with you all. So hope you have a wonderful, safe, and productive day, and we will see you again tomorrow.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace and Denise.
Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion starts.